All right, it's springtime, everybody. Time to get down and dirty and get them ponds cleaned up. Yep, winter's over with. Down here in Florida, we've had some kicking sunny days, and the algae is growing. So are the plants, though. As you can see, we've got cat o' nine tails growing really well. Lily pads are starting to pop inside the pond. Fish are getting places to hide. It's kind of neat, but sadly, turned around, came out today, and the pond had drained itself. The pump hose fell out of the filter, fell overboard, and pretty much drained almost all the water out. Unfortunately, it cost me one of my longfin silver koi and one of the black, orange, and white koi. Very, very sad about that. I've had those fish every bit of 10 years. You can look back on the channel. You can go to the Sawyer Custom channel, the bike channel. There's fish content on that because that's where I originally started doing all that stuff. Look at all that gnarly green. Just puking out of that filter. So what I have is a 55-gallon drum with a 25-gallon drum cut in half, stacked on top of itself, so it's a three-phase filter. Even the way that I've got it, it still got plugged up, so yeah. Every spring, I pull these filters out, I pull out all the stuff, clean it all up, revamp them a little bit, try and get them a little bit better, more self-sufficient, a little easier to maintain. But being that this is Florida, and these things are directly out in the sunlight, they're going to grow a lot of algae. Doesn't matter if I've got a ton of plants in there, the algae just grows. So these filters get filled up every year. And as you can see with the gnarly stuff that's going to dump out of this, these things are heavy as hell with all of the blech that's in there. Look at that. That's solid. That's absolutely solid. There's no seeing through that whatsoever. So that's what these filters look like down here in Florida after a year. It consists of lava rock and foam. Got the foam from old cushions from a couch. You guys can say what you want. They've worked. It's not hurt any of the fish. Works really well. And being that it was free, I don't feel bad about throwing it out. So get in there with the hose, put this on high speed a little bit. Get these things all cleaned out and cleaned up. We found all kinds of neat stuff in these buckets. Really kind of interesting to see what grows inside of a filter that you didn't even know was in the pond. This has been an isolated pond. I haven't put plants in here from anywhere else in years. Whatever's in this pond has been in this pond, and it's been growing for the past few years. So when I found massive amounts of bloodworms inside this filter media, I was happy and confused. I don't quite know where the bloodworms came from. I don't know enough about bloodworms to say what causes them, where they come from. They could have come from one of the plants that I harvested from the local lakes. Because down here in Florida, you can go to the local lakes and you can pull lily pads and stuff like that, and FWC doesn't care. I've talked to FWC, and they've told me flat out, do what you want with the plants. Most of them are invasive, and they'll grow back. And it's not like one person or two people doing this is really going to hurt things. I'm not harvesting to sell. I am harvesting for personal use. Kind of like when people say, where do I get rocks from? Do you have rocks in your state? Do you have a local river? Do you have a local stream? Go wander in nature and find it. If you see a real cool broken up branch or piece of tree or piece of root ball or something that's laying on the ground, take it home. Clean it up. Soak it in water. If it's wood, run with it. Works really good. The fish like it. They get places to hide. They get places to play in. Places to spawn in. It's beneficial all the way around. So in the process, I've got the hose and I'm blasting this filter media. Now, people say when you've got sponge filters and stuff like that, just knock them out. I tend to blast them with a hose and squirt them until they flow real well and then put them back in. That's just me. That's how I do things. It's how I've always done things. Whenever I've knocked out a sponge filter, I put the sponge back in there, hook the air up, and then it pukes nastiness all through the tank, and it takes a while to get cleaned up. So no, when I clean my sponge filters, I clean my sponge filters. They are clean. There's enough beneficial bacteria in the rest of the tank that if I clean the sponges with a hose, I'm good. Don't have to worry about it. My hose also comes off of a well. I'm not on city water. That is something that I have not taken into consideration in other videos. I've got benefits that a lot of other people do not have. The fact that I have a well means I don't have chlorine or chloramine or city water chemicals going into my aquariums. I've got stuff coming from a freshwater aquifer underneath the state of Florida that's absolutely crystal clear and beautifully clean. It is on the hard side. It does have a lot of calcium in it. For African cichlids, that's a bonus. For other kinds of fish, that's not so much of a bonus. It can be quite problematic. So you work with what you've got. If you have water that works better with certain kind of fish than other kind of fish, then you tend to keep the kind of fish that works with that water. It only makes sense. If you live in a place that you need highly filtered and highly worked water to make sure it's crystal clear and pristinely clean to keep your discuses alive, that's all on you. That is beyond anything I even want to think about dealing with. I love my fish tanks. I love breeding fish. I absolutely enjoy what I do. Between the bike stuff, the music stuff, and the fish stuff, I'm quite busy. I do have a gaming channel, Sawyer Custom Gaming. When I'm relaxing at night, if you want to come hang out, check out the channel, hit the subscribe and the bell notification. You want to come hang out while I'm playing games and talk? By all means. There's also a Discord if you wanted to do voice over IP conversations. We can all hang out, talk, have a good old time. This is the cleaned filter, refilled. And this is the next day. That water is so clear. Looks wonderful. I can't wait for the plants to finish growing in. Now, I am probably going to end up going down to a lake and grabbing some more plants because my pond, this one here, yep, it looks awfully clean. I learned don't throw rocks near ponds because you pop the pond if you miss. See the hole? Right there in the middle. Yep. So we're going to fold all this back and redig that and make it a little bit bigger, better, better. Figure I'd give you guys a shot of the koi and the goldfish in the boat pond. Fresh spring as things are starting to grow. As the year passes on, we'll have flowers and all kinds of cool pictures and videos to come. So make sure you're subscribed. And throw a comment down in there and let me know what you think of these videos. We've got all kinds of other videos on the channel between breeding and just basic how-tos. Started doing reactions, thought about doing reactions, not quite sure how well that's going to go. It worked really well on the music channel. Let me down in the comments below if you guys want to see some reactions to other people's channels and other content. Really appreciate the views. We'll hit the few IBC totes. We've got the 4 IBC guppy shrimp totes. Yep, they made it through the winter. Made sure to cover them up. Keep everything kind of warm. Guppies are going good, shrimp are going good, and ram's horn snails are growing really good. I will be putting this stuff back up on eBay so it can be ordered. That's Sawyer Custom on eBay. And you guys stay posted. Appreciate it. Have a great day.